Today's power woman is a plus-size model, current second runners-up Miss Plus-Size model, whom works at Save the Elephants as a media person. It is the one and only 27-year-old beautiful Trezer Oguda. She made it to the top 10 of The Next Big Host, a competition that was wished upon by many. She has been a writer in many different avenues, a blogger, and she is also a former basketball player. All this at 27. Everybody, Trezer Oguda. A very warm welcome to Expressions, and today we have a very, very phenomenal woman. Actually, this lady is the current reigning second runners-up Miss Plus-Size Kenya, and she was in top 10 in the Next Big Host right here in Nairobi, and actually the whole Kenya at large. She's a phenomenal woman, and right now she works at Save the Elephant. It is Miss Trezer Oguda. So welcome everyone to Miss Trezer Oguda. Trezer, it is such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So now, I don't know if we'll go just straight to to what you do and elephants. It's really amazing that you actually work at Saving the Elephant. How has the experience been for the last 1 year?
I'm a trained journalist. I went to Daystar for around 3.5 years, and I was trained as a journalist, electronic media and marketing and all. And so, of course, typically coming out of university, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a news anchor. Still want to somewhere. Or
it's
a presenter.
It's coming.
It's a dream that is in the works.
Yes.
But yeah, I had my whole life planned out anyway. But 2 years down the line, after graduating, that chance had not come up yet. So I spotted an internship announcement on, I think it was on Facebook. I'm quite a social media junkie, so all my applications, I got that one on Facebook.
I always say that social media has changed our world
a lot,
so much.
I owe my current job to Facebook.
Facebook.
So clearly,
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So my cousin sent, I think, that link, and I applied. And I thought to myself, you know what? I'm gonna be, it doesn't look like a bad thing. It looks like something I would enjoy doing because I'm an outdoors person. Anything. So at first it didn't mean much. Saving Elephants didn't mean much because they wanted a media intern, and I've done media and communication, so pretty convenient.
Yeah.
And so a year down the line, here I am saving elephants.
Saving elephants. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. So what is the experience on the ground? Because I understand, apparently, according to a lot of people, they say elephants are like human beings. Mm-hmm. They're like people, their culture, their life. What is the situation on the ground? Considering what is happening in Kenya at the moment, and the whole nightmare, the gruesome, and all the things that are happening with elephants, what is it like?
It's bad. I was looking for a word stronger than bad, but yeah, it's something that when you're out there, for some reason, I used to see news about elephants being killed, tusks being taken away, and I'll be like, so these things happen in this world.
In this world.
People need to move on and live. Not in a bad way, but I was like, there are other things that would startle me more.
Yeah.
And now when I started working here, and the first time I saw a carcass, I was shattered, because it meant it was gruesome, as you said. Some of the pictures we usually can't even show on Facebook because
it is bad.
It's bad, when an elephant is poached with the aim of taking off the ivory, the tusks. It's big. It's a big market outside there.
Yeah.
And so you find that it's bad.
It is bad.
People don't respect animals, and in this context, elephants, and what they mean for Kenya, to Kenya.
Yeah, because you ruin a whole big mass of an animal for just a really small thing, and the importance of tusks or the importance of ivory, it's not that much. I mean, especially for us Africans, it's not of high value. Probably somewhere else maybe, but it's not of high value to us.
Quite true, because the community we work with right now, the Samburu community, I'm in the office half the time because my work is mainly in the office with media and relations and everything like that. But when I do go up to Samburu to shoot films and short stories and take photos, or just go out there to visit people and to be in the Samburu office, the thing is, you interact with the Samburu people a lot, and for them, originally, they coexisted with elephants.
They don't mind being with them at all.
It's like
it was
family.
Not a problem.
In fact, if you do your research, there are myths surrounding samburus and elephants. You know, it was like one of them. It's sort of like a domesticated animal, but not so much. It was family.
It was
It still is right now, but the value that everyone that views ivory as a commodity, as a trinket, as an earring, as a sculpture or something like that has kind of corrupted that look even to the samburus. Because if you're gonna give me, if you're gonna give me about 20,000 shillings to kill an elephant for tasks, right, and I'm struggling to feed my family,
then you will do it.
It makes sense to me, even though this other person is going to make millions out of a single kg of ivory. So the situation is bad, but the good thing is that it's getting better. We need them.
Yes.
And they have a right to be here as much as we all have.
I know, we can all coexist, and I don't actually still think that, earrings are something that you should, go and kill a whole mass of an elephant for.
True.
And so there's a way we just need to find that coexistence. How can we live together? Because we share the same neighborhood, especially for the people in Samburu. What are some of the things that you've done in Samburu? What are some of the things that you're doing to make sure that we tame this and it doesn't get out of control? Because at the moment it was really, really, really bad for the last few years.
Save the Elephant is committed to securing a future for elephants, and we work on the basis of 4 pillars, and that's stop the killing, living in harmony, research, and promoting understanding. And so in all these pillars we have different projects that different people are tasked with doing, because we have the Nairobi office, which is mainly administration and doing all those kind of things, but there's also the Samburu office where the research and the depth, I would say the 80% of the work happens, because those are the people who are committed to going onto the ground and talking to the communities about, what elephants means to them, human-elephant conflict. One of the projects that we've done and that is doing pretty well is tracking of elephants. So what happens here is that elephants are collared and their chips inserted in, and through satellite means their movements are seen on Google Earth.
They're actually monitored.
Yes.
Wow.
So we monitor where they're going, what they're doing. When movement stops, then it alerts you that something is wrong. Either the collar has fallen off, or maybe it has been killed. The elephant has been killed, so we have teams rushing in and going to check on what the situation is. Sometimes it's an elephant, sadly, that has been killed and tasks us hacked off the body, but sometimes it's just a fault with the collars. But also we have community projects. We have an education scholarship program running up in Samburu, and we also have community outreach projects. Something that we've realized is that you cannot do such a thing in a community that doesn't believe in you first to handle them as a people.
Yeah, because it's their home, right? Yeah.
So even half the staff there, I would say everyone working at the Samburu camp is Samburu, and it's an amazing mix of culture, when you get to know what elephant means to them and how they can help in even doing this conservation work, because the elephants don't live with the Chinese, with the white people and everything. They live within the Samburu ecosystem. So it is important that we are doing such kind of work and creating awareness. And for them, it's not really creating awareness, it's taking them back to where it all started. Awareness we're creating with China and with the rest of the country, but with these people who have lived with elephants for years.
They know what elephants is.
They know. In fact, they're teaching us more than
You're
we
learning
can.
from them about elephants.
We have to go back to them and ask them stuff and, tell them what we're thinking of, and they tell us, this is how we can do it. And I can't speak much for them, but I think for me, the experience has been really good, because I said, my idea coming out of uni was not to go and save elephants.
And now you're in the campaign Saving
I'm
Elephants.
doing it in my own media way, because Save the Elephant is more of a science research and organization. It's not, a media house or something that I would have thought of. But it's something that has broadened my mind to knowing that there's more you can do with your life, and instead of pigeonholing yourself and putting yourself in a box that I can only do this because I studied this or because this is what I know to do best.
There's diversity.
Exactly.
And how has now do you get to interact with animals, with now the elephants? At what close range are you with them? Do you get to touch them, feel them? Okay, I know they're wild. And Kenyan elephants are they the most dangerous in the whole of Africa, perhaps?
Well, I wouldn't say Kenyan elephants.
African elephants.
The African elephants, they're not different. I would say they're different, maybe forest elephants and savanna elephants.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're forest.
You don't go keeping them in your house, in your compound. Okay.
Yeah, but they're wild nonetheless. And there are different things that, you must put into consideration. One, you just said that they're wild animals, so you don't go around touching them and
giving them
hugs and giving them food as if they're in a zoo. These are wild elephants, and even I am not qualified to go near them on foot.
Oh, it's from a distance.
It's from a distance.
Yeah.
And we have a YouTube channel, we have a YouTube channel, and we have different videos showing these kind of things, because you don't believe that you would walk as an amateur, just walk into, any elephant area and go do those things.
Yeah.
It's dangerous, and we've had occasions where even our own people have been attacked by elephants.
Oh my goodness.
But all that notwithstanding, it's a great job, and I'm happy experience. To be here.
I am so proud of you, and I'm happy that you're part of a team, communicating, telling people, creating awareness on the issue of saving elephants, because it's very, 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 very important. And we're still going to talk more, because you do quite a bit. So yes, we're going to go for a short break. We're going to go for a short break and into our fashion segment. You're still watching Expressions. We'll be back, still telling you more about Trezer, but at the moment, enjoy some fashion.
Kumbe huku ni matanga,
itabidi wasanii waanze kujipanga.
Drama queen of topizo ni kupanga.
Tunakata shingo leo, hakuna ujanja.
Let go.
YGBA black out like Eminem.
Yes.
Number 9 stand out cause I'm in the fame. Shh, don't shout, I'm in the game.
Yeah.
Brain me car silos, lines car grain. Heavyweight car kilos, but on air car plane. Cadbury's car million and I run through veins. Ju rap bila mini car jungle bila simba.
Yeah.
Month niki flow car dem bila mimba. Niti ni dawa baby uliza loliando. After for bag mural na kiondo. The rap rebel punguza bass eka tremble. Mahindi ndio stepo, ugali juu ya table. Long live the king, niko connected kama cable. Young gifted and black, 8 ball kwa pool table. Too many men, not enough balls. Number 9 baby, I got 8 balls.
Until early morning, this is how we're rolling. Uptown, downtown calling. Been ain't a fire on until early morning. This is
Thank you very much for joining us. You're watching Expressions, and today's lovely guest is first a model. She's the current second runners-up Miss Plus Size Kenya, and she also works with elephants. She's the communication spokesperson for Save the Elephants, and she needs to tell us your experience first. You need to tell us your experience in saving elephants, and how you feel first as a woman doing that, and then you'll tell us all about your modeling shenanigans. Yes, but so tell us about your experience. How is it?
Well, first of all, must correct you, I'm not the Save the Elephants communication spokesperson. I am the media and communications officer.
Okay.
Yes. My experience as a woman has been great. I've always been a tomboy. I'm wearing lipstick right now, so probably it's not vegan. But I've always been a tomboy. There's something about boys' games that
fascinates you
and make me feel like we have it easy as ladies. But I think the first time I went to Samburu as an employee of Save the Elephants, it was to go and I think, make a film for Google Earth concerning our colors and everything else. And it was my first time to be that up close with a camera with elephants. And so, I have this driver and, our staff in Samburu, and they're so used to it, not used to being with the elephants on ground. I must emphasize that we were still in a car.
You have to be in a car
Don't
just
go
in case of
running
anything.
around elephants. You can drive off.
Yes.
But yeah, it was. So, we drive up close and we're like, just like, I don't know, 50 meters away from an elephant, and I'm supposed to be very composed with my camera there and take shots and tell them closer. And I remember it lifted its head and I was almost falling off the
With
back
your
of
camera.
the car. I was like, are we sure you want to be here and everything? But it was amazing because when I started working here, I came to class. I always tell myself that, because I think the most humbling thing about life is to know that you don't know everything and to be willing to learn at every opportunity given. And so when I came to elephants, I didn't know nothing about elephants. I knew they existed, but if you ask me, I knew they were big and they have tusks.
The whole science about them, nothing.
Not even the whole science. I hadn't really taken time to not study, but find out who they are, even not being sciencey and getting into the depth of things and everything. And so when I came here, I watched a few films, one of them being Secret Life of Elephants. It's also on YouTube.
I want to watch those now.
Hand you a copy.
Okay.
It's called The Secret Life of Elephants, and so it takes you deep into their lives and who they are, their family unit and everything. And I remember being so amazed. I don't know why. I'm becoming soft.
And they're so graceful, right?
so graceful. And the way they live like cars, the families. And what moved me most is that they mourn for their dead.
They do.
And they care for each other. It's just evident. They don't hide it. And it's not something you have to read a physics book or a biology book to get. It's something you can see by observing. And so when after all the classwork, I could say, I went to Samburu, where our research camp is located, and went to shoot. And when I'm not shooting, you see the way they're calm, and the things you need to know about elephants, like, they might be coming close, but they're not angry because their ears are not all stretched and
also
flapping.
When their ears are all stretched,
so they're stretched
then
and they're trumpeting, they're very angry, they need you out of that place. And so just getting to see these things firsthand, and not really as a woman, but as a human being first. As a woman, I think it's the getting over the fact that, I'm in the bush. And
first, you're so excited, you're in touch with your emotions, you're like, oh God, these things are so beautiful.
I think it was just appreciating that and getting to know that, I'm meant to be here at this particular time, and I'm going to do it to my best.
To your very best.
Because anyone can do that job. We have female field officers, researchers. I don't think it's a man's domain, so I think even talking about it as a woman is a bit off. But as a human being, it's an amazing
experience. It is an amazing experience. You're enjoying it, and you're still doing a brilliant job in your field and in your area. But you're also the current Miss Plus Size, current second runners up Miss Plus Size.
I could take that for now.
Oh yeah, you could take that for now. Now that she's not here. But you're having that title right now, and you're doing all this many things, which is a great cause. Like for Kenya, this is the moment. Save the Elephant is such a big moment for Kenya. And you're also right now in modeling. How are you merging the two? But just talk about your experience as the running second runners up.
I always tell people, my friends tell me not to be myself. It can be quite a handful.
No, please be yourself. Yes.
So don't be yourself during the interview, do this. I'm like, okay, fine. I would say that for me, I don't ever remember myself being a short girl. I've always remembered myself wearing size 10 shoe and getting all these long arms and everything. And people always suggest that you need to model. Trezer, what are you doing with your height? But as I told you, it's been tomboy. So I've been a tomboy. So for me, it was, where's the basketball? where is the
Take me to
volleyball?
field right
you
now.
know, take me to field. So
Yeah.
I played a lot of games growing up, and so I never really modeled much even growing up. I think once or twice when someone just said smile, and I was like, really? Take a smile right now. And Facebook wasn't big.
We're like, oh yes,
in
right
high
now we're
school
all
for me.
models because
Yeah,
we pose
'cause
like
we pose
a model.
Selfie.
Yes.
But yeah, right now I came to uni at Daystar, and I think there was a first show that I was just told, we have some African designer who wants to do clothes and is looking for models. I think you can do it. You think so? Yeah, okay, let's do this. And so I did my first show after a while, and then it was on and off. So running up to Miss Plus, I tell people it's the time for plus size animals. I am working for
Yes.
for Save the Elephants and for plus size animals at that. Elephants
Yeah.
are plus size models. I tell people every day. They
Yes.
walk, you're like, man,
Elegance
this
right
is
there.
elegance right here. So I said, you know what? Why not take part in this? It's something that I would want to do especially because of the reason behind it, the diabetes cause. Because if you won, and not just if you won, the top 10 would get a chance at being diabetes ambassadors at their own levels. And apart from that, just encouraging every plus size woman that big is beautiful, and it's not the big is beautiful cliche.
Yeah.
That you really need to appreciate yourself, not only on the inside. Beauty is
Regardless,
not
yeah.
only skin deep, it is outside
It's
too.
also outside, yeah.
And the more you appreciate yourself from the outside, the more the confidence comes in, to bring out what you have on the inside now.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you can't bring out what's on the inside without being confident with the first
the
impression
outside,
that
exactly.
everyone sees.
Which is amazing because I think this is a time when a lot of there's a lot of small is beautiful, small is what. So all of us, our life, we had pressure,
Gymming,
dieting,
dieting.
gym, running up and down,
Yeah.
and now we are actually seeing very beautiful women, Beyonce, Jennifer Lopez. You guys who are misses, all those, and we're seeing people who are just like us, and they're stunning and beautiful, and which is such an amazing thing.
Yeah.
So,
I tell people that, if all these people can go get liposuctions and what do you call enlargement of hips? Liposuction? No? Okay.
yes.
People are they want to get their butts, bigger,
Enlarged,
and everything.
People are even wearing padded outfits now.
And you got it. It's natural. It's God given. How
Yes.
lucky are you to not appreciate that? But I usually say this: if you're not comfortable in your big skin and you can do something about it, do it, because you're gonna be miserable.
Yeah.
It needs to come from a point of I have accepted this is how I look. I want to make it work. Not I'm accepting because I'm just accepting. If you feel you need to change it, change it. Nobody is against going 2 sizes down and eating healthy. But the point is, eat healthy, exercise, love yourself, do everything that you can do with that body. I tell people I've not always been this big. I don't know if this is big, but yes, I've not always been this big. But when I started, it fell into place.
I'm very encouraged by your story and, the whole, just go out there and tell more women about embracing their body, loving their body, because it's yours. I mean, you wake up every morning with it, so you might as well just enjoy it and just, say, I'm the hottest person in this world. But I want you to talk to women and girls, and especially people who are growing up and, because I think there's a point you reach, you've either lived accepting or but there's a point that you can change, but just talk to that person who can embrace their womanhood, whatever size.
Yeah, it all starts they say it all starts in the mind. It actually does. Think of yourself as you are. That's the way God wants you to be. And I'm not being preachy or anything, but I believe in purpose.
Yeah.
And I believe in you living that purpose according to God's will. And what I always say is there are some things I have done as Trezer Oguda which wouldn't have been possible if I was slim. I don't know if that makes sense. No.
Yes, okay.
And if there are things I've done which wouldn't have been possible if I wasn't this particular height, or if I didn't have this loud voice, or if I didn't have this and that. Everything that is in place in your body is predestined to be there. Well, some of them we can change. Some of them, change because we exercise, or because you're on diet, or because, I don't know, preconditions, things in life. But I say, as you are right now, if you accept it, as I was saying before, when I went from high school and joining uni, I stayed 4 years before joining uni, and I discovered fries and yogurt and
the recipe to disaster.
And cheese. And I used to work at this place where, man, everything is tough price.
Oh,
can you get any better than that?
You can get pizza
I don't
for
like cheese,
10,
but I'll
50.
be like, let me just take, because they're giving us that stuff.
Because it's here, right?
Yeah. So that coupled with, my dad is a huge, very handsome man. And so I picked up his genes too. And for me, that transition wasn't difficult. I don't know why. I think I'm just blessed. Because coming from being this slender athletic chick, and suddenly having a very, not big bust, but endowed and the hips, and you're walking and attracting different kinds of attention, negative or positive, whatever it is. I found something to do with it always. I always say I played sports until my knees could not do it anymore. And I did things, and I always find things to do. That's why I even stumbled on this Plus thing. Because I always believe whatever size you are, whatever place you are in your life, there's something you can do with it.
Yeah.
And when you realize that there's something you can do with that, then that's it. Because
then you go ahead and do it.
Yeah. Because for this Miss Plus, everyone was asking me, why are you going for Miss Plus? You're not a Miss Plus. And I was like, I'm a size 14. And sometimes you'd see that I'm not as big as compared to, which I believe is not a good thing to start doing, comparing people to each other.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel I'm big, I'm okay with it, I am plus. And so I'm going to enter this competition, not for me, of course for me. It has good things.
Yeah.
But yes, the bigger picture is, if you can inspire that one person, to let them know that you can get clothes your size. What do you mean you have to wear 2 sizes small and look like a bandage? No. You can get that clothes in your size. You can get chances, not because you're a slender or a plus size woman, but because of here. First of all, make sure this is fed, the mind is fed, the spirit is fed. It will definitely come out, and it will nourish no one will notice the plus sizeness.
Yeah, unless you call attention to it, then it actually brings a lot of attention. It's all in the mind and positive thinking.
So accept and move on, not in a bad way, the way Kenyans are used to saying.
Oh yeah.
But accept that this is you, and you need to find what God has purposed for you to do with that self, not body, but that self, because there's more to a person than the body, I believe.
Find a balance
and be you, and be more than you. Exploit everything, fail, excel, do everything,
rise up and go out there.
Do everything. I always tell people you have a long life to live. Even if people say YOLO, you have such a long life to live. Live it to the fullest.
I know. Thank you very much. You are a brilliant woman in your 20s. And you're doing quite a lot. And I always get encouraged when I see girls, women doing more than just one thing. Your focus on the prize, beauty with a purpose. I am very thrilled to have had this conversation. Thank you very much. You have been watching Expressions. Looking forward to more and more conversations of phenomenal women like this, and certainly we'll be with you every Saturday at 6 p.m.